Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to one of our southern states of America's food is spectacular. And who could we have better than Heidi and Ricky from North Carolina? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, Heidi, if I came to North Carolina, what would you insist I eat? What would be the signature dishes that you would make sure that I consumed while I was on the land?
Well, I think that we're probably most well known for our barbecue and our different kinds of barbecue that vary throughout the state. So we are pork barbecue, and within that, there's different kinds of how they're prepared and which parts of the pig that we use and the sauces that go with it that are unique to North Carolina. But we also have so much coastline that it really lends itself to great seafood. I think that people don't understand that, outside of Louisiana, we're the second largest shrimp harvester.
Absolutely.
And so we've got a great seafood scene, and we've got so many great chefs who blend the Southern traditional foods with some other different to really make unique dishes that might not be that heavy Southern food that you've always heard of. They're really evolving that. And I think Chef Ricky probably has a much better take on that than I do.
Well,
so Ricky, tell me, obviously, seafood t-shirt, Saltbox, seafood specialities, a seafood joint.
Yes.
I presume that's your gig. That's you.
Absolutely.
If I can, where do you let's go back to basics.
Right.
When you're a chef, obviously, the key to a good meal is the ingredients.
Absolutely.
Where do you source them from? How do you get hold of them?
So, Graham, over the last 10 years, I've built a network of fisher folk meaning men and women at the coastline that I source all of my seafood from. In addition to that, all the North Carolina aquaculture farms that also has seafood that I also serve at the restaurant. But if we talk about like quintessential North Carolina seafood dishes, for me, I'm going to say shrimp burgers. Okay, let's define that. Because a lot of times a shrimp burger can mean something different. For me, classically, a shrimp burger is typically a hamburger bun, fried shrimp with coleslaw, not blended up shrimp to make it into a patty. Okay, that's very, very, very traditional. And there's be two restaurants at the coast that would really be the cornerstones or the originators of this, and everybody who travels down to Morehead City, right, Heidi? Morehead City.
Absolutely.
And also, and they go and get these burgers. But that's the quintessential. If someone is coming to North Carolina and coming to the coast, go get a shrimp burger. Now I can riff off of that in a lot of different directions because there's also some very, very regional dishes that I explore at Saltbox at my restaurant. And also I explore this underutilized species that you typically won't find on the menu. So that's another thing that I would suggest, there's some.
So would these be daily specials sort of things? Or?
Honestly, at my restaurant, they're not daily specials. They are regulars. It is regular, all purpose every day. And I want it to be that. Traditionally, when people come to eat seafood, there is a cultural conditioning. People like milder flavored fish as opposed to things that are oily, things like, mackerel or bluefish and those sort of things, or even trout sometimes. So I was trying to make sure that, when people come to my restaurant in particular, we're getting those species that are indigenous and accessible. And, I prepare them in a simple way so it's not overly complicated. So they can enjoy the characteristics of it.
So enjoy the fish itself.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And when you talk about a shrimp burger, I must admit I've been to America many, many times. I don't think I've ever had a shrimp burger, but it sounds absolutely gorgeous.
Yes.
I presume shell off.
Absolutely. Yes. Shell off and typically and always fried.
Always fried.
That's right.
Excellent.
Right.
Now, Heidi, food from a tourism perspective, is that one of the pillars of your marketing in terms of bringing overseas visitors and indeed domestic tourism?
I would say it's probably bigger domestically than it is internationally. As part of Travel South, we compete with food, with Louisiana. It's hard, right? We don't have that voice. So it's a big draw for us, but is it the reason people come? Not necessarily. But while they're there, they're going to experience some great food.
Absolutely.
Excellent.
But that is not the primary reason that they come.
Right.
Well, I personally am looking forward to having a round of golf and then having a shrimp burger at Soapbox. That's what I'd like to do.
Well, let's do it.
Let's
Do it. We got
Graham,
great golf around there too.
I'll be waiting on you, Graham.
Good man. Thank you very much.
Okay.